Hey, what's up everybody? Jay Pinks here doing another StarCraft 2 tutorial. This is Nexus Wars 1 lane. Today I'm going to be doing a Protoss tutorial. If you guys like this type of content, go ahead and like and subscribe. Subscribe, we'll appreciate it. Leave me a comment down in the comments below. Be happy to hear from you. Alright, so starting off, we're just going to go ahead and get a Zealot. You can do Zealot or a Sentry to start, either one works fine. Protoss is the heavy, slow race of the three, really. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and do one Zealot to start, and then we're going to move into 2 Sentries. I've seen people, they'll do 3 Sentries, or it is possible to do a Zealot just into an Immortal, but as I said, this is the slowest race, so it makes it a bit harder to get some momentum. So a couple reasons you want to do Sentries in the beginning is, one, it'll help your team in the early game. You can go right into an Immortal, it'll be strong and effective, but you'll lose a little bit of your income momentum, and you also kind of leaving your team hanging in the early game. You're gonna end up fighting at the gates. So a Zealot into a Sentry, or 2 Sentries and then a Zealot, either way is fine. You'll work into it. I'll go ahead and grab our other Sentry here. It's alright, we had one of their players quit and our player was AFK, so I guess it balances out. But for our purposes, this will work fine. I'm just trying to show you guys the build and show you the best chance for you guys to be successful here. So we got our 2 Sentries, we got our Zealot. Now, unfortunately, it's going to take us a while to build up enough income for our next move, so we're going to go ahead and just hang out and watch some of the fighting here. You can see these Sentries start to kind of stack up. Having a few Sentries, especially if you have another Protoss, can be very strong early game. You don't want to go crazy on them because, they lose their effectiveness pretty quickly. Once you start getting in the later stages of the game. So here we're going to get our Immortal. Now Immortals are basically like the tanks for the Protoss. The Protoss, like I said, are the kind of heavy fighters. Kind of very strong, but very tough and very slow. Also, the Protoss, they have shields, much like the regular game, which you'll see once you get into research. We'll actually have to upgrade their shields as well, so they have an extra little thing you have to research, but it's okay, they balance out. All the races have their strengths and weaknesses, so it all kind of balances out fine. These guys are doing pretty good, fighting together. Got their SUVs fighting. So good on them. They're probably going to turn us here. So once you get your first immortal, go ahead and grab a pylon. Give you a little bit of an income boost. You're going to need it, you know, for this race for sure. You know, looks like a pretty solid team here, building some mid-grade tanks. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to build 6 immortals. Alright, you want to have a good strong ground force before you move into the air. You know, if you move into the air too quickly, you know, especially with Protoss, you're really going to be struggling on the ground. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep building here until we get up to our 6. You know, you want to try and sync up your troops. You know, you can double click on a building and then hold escape. It'll reset the spawn of your troops. You know, that way they'll show up together, stay alive longer, and be more effective. Looks like they got a nice push on us now. But that's alright, this is a tug-of-war game, so back and forth. So they have a lot of infestors, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a Phoenix here. Sometimes it's good to grab Phoenix earlier, especially if they have a lot of infestors. You'll see they have an ability which will kind of fly over and distract some of the infestors, which will make them spawn their infested parents a little bit further back, which will kind of help you delay some of their momentum. So sometimes going into a Phoenix early here is a good idea, but after that we're going to continue on with our immortals, you know, because we still need a strong ground game. You know, one of the things with this game is just keep building. You know, once you hit the income that you need to build, just stay consistent, keep building your troops. You know, it's nice to watch the fighting and stuff, but if you let go and don't keep building, you know, you're gonna fall behind, and, you know, you'll end up getting overrun. So that's just that's a good thing to keep on top of. Sorry, we have our 6 immortals here. I'm gonna go ahead and sync them up. I'll let these guys come out real quick. Alright, so double click, hold escape, sync up your troops. See, a lot of times you can build out of their rush. You know, so. Alright, so we're going to build right now, so we'll go ahead and get that guy so we can build some Mothership cores. Now, Mothership cores are probably the most important Protoss troop that you can have, right? So we're going to go ahead and get 5 Mothership cores, and we're going to leave those guys unsynced. So we kind of just wanted to, you know, have a steady stream of them rolling out. Now, the reason why the Mothership cores are so important is because they have an ability which will actually slow down enemy troops. You know, specifically, those Zerg troops. I'm not too worried about the enemies. I can build them and let them spawn as they come out. As long as they're not all spawning together, you know, I won't mess with them too much. Alright, so we got 6 mortals, we got 5 Mothership cores. Now we're going to go ahead and move to the air. So pretty much here we're just going to get some, we're going to start building some Tempests. Now Tempests are very beefy. They are the tanks of the sky. You'll see they're very slow, very heavy, but very powerful. And the thing with Tempests is once you get them to start stacking up, they can really build up some momentum. You know, but they are expensive and they're slow, you know, so it takes some time. That's why it's important to have a good strong game. You know, if you go right into the air, you're going to really struggle here.
Nuclear launch detected.
Alright, so we're just going to go ahead from here on out. We're basically just going to build the rest of our capacity in Tempest. So a lot of times if you have 2 Protoss together, sometimes you'll have one of them will go ground, one of them will go air. Which is a good strategy, you know, sometimes depending on what the enemy has. You know, but this game, there's a lot of times it's about adapting. You know, you kind of have to counter what they have going sometimes. But you know, if you do have 2 Protoss and they both go air, you know, sometimes, I mean, that's beneficial because those Tempests can really stack and create a good wall. Alright, go ahead and sync these up. Double click on the building, hold escape. Looks like they're building some Colossus. Now, Colossus can be very strong on the ground, but they definitely need air support because they're so tall. The Colossus are actually targeted by air troops as well as ground troops, so they have a good range on ground troops, but if they don't have the proper support, they are very easily countered by air troops. So for me, I think Tempest is the more effective way to go, you know, as far as Protoss goes. You know, Colossus, they just really can be countered so easily. You know, and if they don't have the proper support, they're not very effective at all. So just keep building your Tempest here. Grind away until you're at capacity. Go ahead and get rid of those sentries here so we can go ahead and grab another Tempest. Alright, so here we are at capacity. Go ahead and sync these guys up.
Your forces are under attack.
Go ahead and grab some upgrade buildings.
Not enough minerals.
So now we're actually going to get 5 upgrade buildings instead of 4 with the other races because, like I said, the Protoss have shields, which you're going to need to upgrade, which makes them tougher, you know, but you have an extra thing to worry about. So they're starting to get a little bit of a pushback here, which is fine. You know, we're going to go ahead and start upgrading our pylon now. We got our 6 Immortals, we got our Mothership cores, we got our Tempest going. So now we're going to sit back, upgrade our pylon, go ahead and max that out. You know, and don't be too worried if they're pushing on you a little bit here. You really want to max your pylon to get the most income that you can. And, you know, it's really going to help you through the rest of the game because you're going to need that income when you start hitting upgrades and progressing through the rest of this, getting heroes and progressing through the end game. So, you're better off just sitting here right now and upgrading your pylon, getting that maxed out. See, we're starting to slow them down here. We're starting to lose a bit of momentum. Our Tempest starting to stack up. Alright, we got our pylon maxed up. Now we're going to start doing some upgrades. Well, first we're going to go ahead and get a hero. So for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and grab an Odin. You know, it's the most effective for controlling troops at the moment. The Protoss hero is very effective. The Protoss hero, the Zeratul, will give you, you basically can snipe other players' heroes, which if you have a couple of them and you can use them effectively, you know, they are very powerful. They have a stealth ability, so you can kind of sneak into the enemy lines and attack their enemy heroes. For this purpose, I'm just going to go ahead and get a Thor. You know, it's just a bit easier for troops. You can kind of do some damage and control. You know, the Protoss hero takes a bit more finesse. So we're going to go ahead and just start hitting some upgrades. We're doing air armor, ground armor, air attack, ground attack, and shields. So the shields will help all of your Protoss troops. Mothership cores are super effective against Scourge. That's where they really shine, right? We need them because they really slow down that Scourge, and they're going to help your Tempest stay alive. You know, and your allies, ground troops, to stay alive. So the Mothership cores are very, very important. So keep hitting those upgrades. You know, once you get a big string of those Tempests lined up on inside your base, it's hard to really counter. You see, that's why they had to use 2 nukes there, because they were so spread out they couldn't get them all in one shot. You know, that's one reason why it's really super important. If you're gonna nuke, you want to try and nuke before they get off to that ramp while they're still bottled up. You can hit the most damage in one shot, you know. Once they spread out, you're gonna end up having to use 2 nukes. But so here we are, we got our 6 Immortals, we got our Mothership cores, and we got our Tempest. You know, these are the main core components of the Protoss build here to really be strong.
Defense systems failing. Upgrade complete.
Alright, looks like we're close on another hero, so I'll go ahead and... we'll wait for a few more upgrades, I guess.
Upgrade complete.
Go ahead and move our heroes up here. So if you got a nuke available, might have them pushing kind of on the ropes here a little bit. A lot of times when you're here storming the gates, you can kind of look and see how many nukes they have left, because I mean they can kill your heroes with nukes, but once you kind of have them here, you know, you can kind of move your heroes up, kind of start pushing them back, you know, push a little bit over the edge. You know, it definitely makes a difference. Oh, this might be about it here. They're struggling a little bit. So here we go. We got 6 Immortals, 5 Mothership cores, and the rest Tempest. You know, and then just get your income going, get your heroes going, start smashing those upgrades. Yeah, I do plan on doing some other videos here shortly. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, but Well, it looks like that's about a wrap. You can see those Tempests just stacking up there. You know, those Colossus were pushing a little bit, but they just didn't really have the support, you know, and they just got taken down. But so this is Nexus Wars 1 lane. StarCraft 2. This is a Protoss build. You know, if you guys find this content useful, you know, please like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. You know, I appreciate you guys. You know, I hope that this video helps you guys a bit, you know, help you guys learn the ropes and get the hang of it. Alright guys, this is J Pinks signing out. Hope this is useful. Like and subscribe. Until next time.
You